to debrief, talk about this activity in terms of what was the meaning of your slope in your equation, because in the Common Core they're really big on explaining, and especially what with your two variables. So this is something that I was really trying to hit with my students in this lesson, like understanding what does that slope represent in this real world context. And then also just giving you some time, because this definitely doesn't work for every single grade level, but how could you use Desmos to model mathematics in your own classroom? And I also, for your information, provided the link for this activity. This is a wonderful resource for many different activities. And then also the cars, I got them on Amazon, and the link is in the slides, so when you get the slides, you'll see right which cars I purchased. And now, we are going to use our cards for the very last time today. You had a number, a letter, and now we are going to meet with our shapes and discuss our symbols, true, and then discuss these items. So, I did not get the slide prepared for your groups, so let me try to remember so you can see who your groups are. Circles, please raise your hand if you have a circle. There's got to be three.
Look at your cards now.
Here should have one more circle.
I'm an arrow.
Thank you. Arrows, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you. Hearts, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you. Squares, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Great. Pentagons, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you. What triangles? Please raise your hand. 1, 2. Bless you. Third triangle.
Check your card. Use a triangle.
Should I have one more triangle? Okay, great, thank you. Triangles. Division symbol, thank you. 1, 2, 3. That means I have a plus sign. 1, 2, 3. Anything I forgot? Stars. Where are my stars? 1, 2, 3. Let me ask. Have you been in a group with any of the same people?
No.
Good job. So I will happily share with you these cards because I have this mad process that I go through to create groups with my students. So, and I have a set of these cards in my classroom that are laminated, and I just pass them out, and that way I know that if I group my students, it's a very easy transition, especially like from the beginning of the class when I had it on the board. If they can see where I'm going next, I can get them to move groups in a minute. And for me, that was the hardest thing about group work, was that transition time, and I feel like this process has really made it a much more doable aspect because they have their groups predetermined, they know where they're going. So I have these cards that I created that I can share with you. I have groups of 4 for 24 students, groups of 4 for 32 students. I have this whole mad spreadsheet of things that I figured out that I will post to Edmodo by the end of the day.
Yeah.
I see that's a good management thing, because maybe you're at the front and you're like, oh, Adam's screwing around. Okay, let's do shapes now, and you suddenly switch them up.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Adam.
Boy, it's getting personal now. We're taking a lot of
I was
actually most welcome.
So 5 minutes. Find your shapes. Your
Hearts, let's go back here.
stars. You were a star. Who else was a star? Who else was a star?
squares.
All right, next star. Who wants this star? What's your star? Oh. So, what's your number?
I wish I could do this.
All day. Go 9.8 meters forward. What's your So, what do you think?
Thank you so much. At this point, I know it's a little later, and that activity took longer than expected, so we were hoping to get you the break earlier, but we were just having so much fun, I couldn't cut it short. So we are going to take a 10-minute break, and I'm going to set the timer. It's already set. 10-minute timer, so please come back with us in 10 minutes.